Hey, my name is Matt, aka Monsterfield. I'm going to be doing a series of analytical videos covering NALCS games. These videos will be looking into the objective play of each team, going over how each team went about to get the objective, and what the team who lost the objective could have done better to not lose it. I chose TSM vs CLG as my first match because these are the two current juggernauts of the NALCS, and also because these games are more of an objective-based game. Let's begin by taking a good look at each team. TSM does have a standard team with a huge tank in Sejuani and a good amount of utility coming from Lulu in the top lane. Their damage is going to be coming from mainly Zed and Corki, with Zed doing pure physical damage and Corki doing a mix of both ability and physical damage. If we take a look over at CLG's team, they have a nice team fighting team, with Kennen bringing a huge AoE ulti that will bring both damage and CC. Rek'Sai is going to be able to gank easily with his tunnels, and also in the later game he will be a nice tank. Their damage will be Jinx doing pure physical damage, while Ahri does do true damage and magic damage. They'll also have a nice disengage with Aphromoo on Janna. The first thing we're going to be looking at is First Blood by TSM, in which they dive the Kennen in the top lane at level 3. Zion does blow his flash and attempts to get away, but TSM is able to juggle turret damage perfectly, with Lustboy getting the damage first, then running away while tanking the tower for Corki to finish off the kill. At this point, there wasn't much that Zion Spartan could do to avoid this, unless he ran away and gave the tower up. He did not give the tower up, which means they only got First Blood money. Since CLG saw 3 in the top lane, they do make their way down bot lane, pushing Dyrus off the tower. Once they push Dyrus off the tower, Jinx is able to take the tower with a little bit of help of a Janna shield. If Dyrus were to have stayed, he would have been killed through a dive, and they still would have gotten the tower. It was a good move by Dyrus to leave the tower alone. The first dragon is taken at about 6.5 minutes into the game by CLG. This will allow TSM to move into the top side of the jungle and lay some deep wards down. They're able to do this freely because Lulu did get vision with her glitter lance. At this point, TSM takes their first tower of the game, and a fight breaks out right afterwards. As the tower is taken, Kennen is forced to use his ulti to try to stun up Corki. The result is Corki is able to get away, and once Corki gets away, CLG has to back off immediately. After a couple burn flashes from TSM, Kennen does get away. At 10 minutes into the game, we can see it's pretty even with TSM being up 1 kill, but CLG is up a dragon. Dyrus is down in farm, while everyone else on TSM is up in farm. A couple minutes later, Dyrus is trying to find some farm in his own jungle, but gets caught out by Rek'Sai and is solo killed for free. After the solo kill on Dyrus, TSM is able to push up bot since they know Rek'Sai is top. They do take a tower for free, but CLG is able to trade top tower back. Since TSM had bot control, they were able to easily move over to the dragon and pick that up for free. The next tower is taken by TSM. Corki does have his Stranded Force completed and is able to push Jinx off the middle tower and take it. This will allow TSM to also get some deep wards inside of CLG's jungle. Because of the ward coverage TSM has inside of CLG's jungle, they are able to clear wards on the map and set up to take next dragon without any fight. Wild Turtle gets caught out in the mid lane by Janna, Jinx, and Rek'Sai. Rek'Sai is able to interrupt Corki's Valkyrie and forces him to flash or die. With that, they are able to take the mid tower. Lustboy was coming up from behind for a flank, but is caught out by wards, and this leads him to die. This next fight is caused by CLG wanting to start the dragon. CLG starts the dragon, but they aren't really wanting to take it at this point. Their goal is to bait TSM to a fight. They do have Kennen waiting in the wings for TSM to flood into the river. Instead of coming through the mid lane though, he does come from the side. This will allow Corki to Valkyrie away. Next, Zed is forced to use his ulti on Rek'Sai since he isn't close enough to get it off on any of the squishies. Rek'Sai dies and Bjergsen is able to get out with some missed skill shots and dodging. Corky comes in to try and clean up the fight, but right when CLG sees him, they back off Zed and they're able to burst him down even through a Lulu ulti. There's a little bit of a chase here, but it does not lead to any more kills. With Corky dead and Zed too low to stay, CLG is able to take the next dragon without any issues. The next objective taken is TSM is able to take the top tower. With a very late reaction by CLG, they move down to the bot tower and take the tier 2 tower there. Since TSM does have control of top, now they're able to put free wards in the enemy jungle and set up for Baron. Since TSM was able to set up deep wards in CLG's topside jungle, they have full control over that side of the jungle. Jinx and Kennen are both clearing out 2 different lanes, and at the moment Jinx starts backing, TSM does ping it and rushes the Baron down. At this point of the game, with Baron up, CLG needed to stay close to Baron as possible, or have ward coverage on it. With neither of those things happening, TSM does get an easy free Baron. With Baron buff, TSM is able to take CLG's tier 2 bot tower without any issues, and are able to rotate towards Dragon. CLG will take this opportunity to try and push the tier 2 mid tower of TSM. While TSM is trying to defend, they will walk through a perfect choke point for Kennen's ulti. Kennen goes in, but before the team can start fighting, Ahri took free damage for no reason will try to get into the fight. While this is going on, Rek'Sai will get soloed off screen by Zed, and Ahri dies and is able to do basically no damage to TSM's carries. TSM does clean up the fight. After a couple more minutes, TSM is able to push into a base. After a couple more minutes, TSM is able to push into the base and pick up an inhibitor. TSM also gets another Baron and another Dragon. At this point, they do push in the bot and pick up the victory over CLG. Overall, the game was extremely close and it could have gone either way. The turning point for the game was the lack of vision for CLG when the Baron was still alive at 30 minutes into the game. Once TSM was able to get that, they were able to take the game. And I want to thank everybody for watching. Again, my name is Monsterfield, and if you enjoyed the video, feel free to rate it and subscribe. Other than that, I want to say thank you, and I'm out.